Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamaya Namami Chinmayam Devam Satgurum Brahma Vidvaram Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padam Pujanmane Savila Samaha Graha Grasaiva Karmani. Okay, so we are on Panchadashi chapter 2, in case you forgot which chapter we're in. And let us now read from verse number 54. Yeah, so let's read from verse 54 to 58. And we will just recap those verses and then we'll go ahead and continue. Okay. Nakritsna brahma vrittisa shakti kintveka desha bhag ghata shaktir yatha bhumau snigdha mridyeva vartate padosya sarva bhutani Padasti swayam prabha ityekadesha vrittitvam mayayam vadati shrutihi vishtabhyahamidam kritsnam ekam shena sthito jagata iti krishnarjunayaha jagattastvekadeshatam sabhumim vishvato vritva Atyatishtadshangulam vikararvati chatrasti shruti sutra kritorvachaha niramshepyam shamarupya kritsnim sheveti prichataha tadbhashayotaram brute shruti shrotrahiteshini. Okay. So we were in the topic of Maya. So we were all talking about Maya. And one very beautiful thing that Guruji had told me when I met him, he said, Brahman, you can't really speak about, you can't really describe. And Maya is not worth talking about. So best is to just remain silent. And we can go through life like that. So in verse, we did not read this, but in verse 47, this gives the 3 characteristics of Maya. So this is an important verse. If ever you have to think about what's Maya, this is a great verse. Nistatva, that's the first word used. Nistatva means it is not something independent. Nistatva, tatva means it doesn't have its own reality. Nistatva. So Maya is always dependent on Brahman. It cannot exist on its own. It doesn't have its own reality. Nistatva. Karyanugamya. Karyanugamya means we cannot perceive Maya as it is, but we can perceive it through its effects. So karya means effect. Anugamya, it is experienced or perceived through its effects. So real Maya, we've not seen, but because we see this entire world, we understand that there's something called Maya. Then it is Shakti. It is a power. So it's a power that belongs to somebody. It belongs to someone. A power is always something that belongs to someone. The power of speech belongs to this body, this being, right? So Maya, the power to manifest this entire world of names and forms, belongs to Brahman. And so that power is dependent on Brahman, just like the power of speech is dependent on this being. So it's a Shakti. And just like we cannot know the power or perceive the actual power of speech, we cannot actually perceive it. But when someone's speaking, we know there's a power of speech. In the same way, we cannot actually perceive the power of Maya. But when we see the manifestation of names and forms, we know that there's something called Maya. So this is a Shakti. Now, and this Maya, the peculiar nature of Maya, again, verse 50 is very important, that it's not Sat or not Asat. It's not absolutely real because it can be negated in knowledge, but it's not absolutely Asat or unreal because we experience it. So we cannot say this Maya is not real, not absolutely not real, because we're experiencing it every day. So this is not Sat and not Asat. That's why we say it's anirvachaniyam. It's inexplicable. Can't explain it. So now with Maya, so what is the main point? The main point of Maya is that you cannot call Brahman and Maya two things, because Maya cannot exist apart from Brahman. So there is no duality. It's not that there's Brahman and Maya. It is that Maya is superimposed in Brahman, appears in Brahman, is a power of Brahman. So it is like 1 plus 0. It's not 1 plus 1. Okay? So it doesn't have its own right. Now, this Maya, is it some kind of illusion that pervades only a part of Brahman, or is it something that pervades all of Brahman? You know, is this illusion appearing only in a certain part of Brahman or in the entirety of Brahman? And these terms are called Ekadesha, in a certain part of Brahman, or Kritsna, totality of Brahman. And this, you know, is in verse 54. Because, you know, illusions can take place both ways. So what do our scriptures say? Our scriptures say that Maya only pervades a certain portion of Brahman. So in the Bhagavad Gita, right? First we'll start maybe with the Shruti in verse 55. It says that creation is only a quarter of Brahman. So we have these verses that Padosya Vishva Bhutani Tripadasya Divi. So here, this creation is only a quarter of Brahman. Then in the Bhagavad Gita, we also say, as Sri Krishna says, that this world is sustained by a part of me. And then we also have this quote in verse 57, Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva Atyatishta Dashangulam, which means the Supreme Spirit pervades the entire world but extends 10 fingers beyond it. So all of these are showing that Maya is only there in a part of Brahman. Brahman is everywhere, but Maya is there in a part of Brahman. So now the question comes that, why are you talking about this part and whole? Because didn't you say that Brahman is Sat, and Sat is existence? And this existence is Ekam Eva Advitiyam. It is one. It is only one and without anything else. And when we say it's one, it means it doesn't have any parts. Ekam. Eva means there is no other species like Brahman. Advitiyam, there's nothing other than Brahman. So if in the beginning you kept saying that Brahman has no parts, why are you saying that Maya only pervades a part of Brahman or appears in a part of Brahman? And so the answer is very, very beautiful. In verse 58, it says that, listen, this Brahman is Niramsha. Niramsha means Brahman has no parts. It has no parts. But Amsham Aropya. But our scriptures sort of superimpose parts on Brahman. Why? And the scriptures ask us, is it part? Is the superimposition a part of Brahman or the whole of Brahman? Kritsnam emsha kritsna amsha va iti prichataha. Why is that doing that? Because the mind of the student is there. The mind of the student keeps asking these questions. The very fact that we say Maya is superimposed in Brahman means it's not actually there. It's not actually there, right? But the student is asking, oh, you're saying that Maya is superimposed in Brahman. Maya appears in Brahman. Where is Maya appearing? The student's mind still questions, where is Maya appearing in Brahman? The very fact that we say it's an appearance. We say Maya is an appearance in Brahman. Get it? Means it's not really there. But the student wants to know, where is it? And so because the student's mind is in the realm of time and space, the scriptures have to give these kinds of answers. They have to give these kinds of answers that Maya is only in a part of Brahman, or Brahman extends 10 fingers beyond this whole world. The scriptures have to go there to speak the student's language. Because if we look at mirage water, in the whole of the desert sand, mirage water may only be in a certain place in the desert sand. But the fact is, when we go and approach that mirage water, it's not there. It's not there, right? But the student's mind is so used to asking, where is this Maya? When did this Maya come? When the very questions of time and space are in the realm of Maya. So there's no asking, where is Maya? When is Maya? But still, our scriptures find ways and means to answer the student, just so that they can hold the student's mind and then go beyond it. So even our scriptures speak the language of duality to bring the student to non-duality. So every time we see things in the scriptures that sometimes don't make sense, why is it saying this or why is it not saying this? Please think that the purpose or the role of scriptures is to bring us to a certain level and then to make us go beyond all words. This is the purport of scriptures. And this is Shruti, who's Shrotra Hiteshini, because the scriptures want to bring us along. Not all of us can be brought up with Mandukya Upanishad. Not all of us can even be brought up with Panchadashi. Some of us need very, very preliminary texts, not Tattva Bodha, Atma Bodha. Some of us may even need, even before this, we need to come to Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga. So not all of us can be brought up straight away. So accordingly, the scriptures bring us up step by step to reveal to us that which is beyond words. So now, what does this Maya do? So we understood what Maya is, but what does this Maya actually do? So let's see verse 59, and this is where we're starting from today. Satatvam ashrita shaktihi, satatvam ashrita shaktihi, kalpayet sati vikriya, kalpayet sati vikriya, varna bhittigata bhittau, varna bhittigata bhittau, chitram nana vidham tatha, chitram nana vidham tatha, satatvam ashrita shaktihi, kalpayet sati vikriyaha, varna bhittigata bhittau, chitram nana vidham tatha. So first, this Maya is, we know, is Shakti. Shakti, it's a power. But is this power on its own? Satatvam, sat tatvam ashrita. Ashrita means it depends on, it resides on tatvam, that reality which is sat. So Maya resides in Brahman. Satatvam Shakti. Now, residing in Brahman, depending on Brahman, having Brahman as its substratum, what does it do? Kalpayet. Kalpayet, it projects, it manifests. Where does it manifest or project? Sati. In Sat, in Brahman, it manifests, it projects. So residing in Brahman, it projects in Brahman. What does it project? Vikriyaha. It projects these various modifications. What is a modification? A vikriya. Vikriya, modification, is nothing but a substance assuming a name and form. So modification is not actual breaking of a substance, or the substance being cut up or transformed or mutated. This is not called modification in the terms of Advaita Vedanta. Modification in terms of Advaita Vedanta is a substance assuming a name and form. For example, gold is a substance. It assumes a name, bracelet, and a form, bracelet. So therefore, that is called a modification. It's like a manifestation. So we call this bracelet a modification of gold. This is in Advaita Vedanta terms. Another example, water is a substance. It's a substance. But then when we add a name, wave, and like a form, then we say wave is a modification of water. It's called modification. So it is assuming a name and form, because that's what Maya does. It projects all of these names and forms in the substance. And we will see later on that it makes us forget the substance and focus on the name and form. That is the role of Maya. It makes us forget the substance, focus on the name and form. So can we have an example of how Maya, residing in Sat, in existence, projects in existence? Yes, there's an example. Varna bhittigata. So like the colors, bhittigata means in the wall. The colors in the wall, chitram nana vidham bhittau. So the colors in the wall, bhittau, in the very wall, chitram nana vidham. It projects its colors in the wall. So the colors are in the wall, but they're painted, they reside in the wall, the colors, varna bhittigata. They reside in the wall and they are also painted on the wall. So in this way, Maya, residing in Brahman, projects on Brahman. So now I want you to sort of bring to your mind a painting, okay? Bring to your mind a painting on a canvas. And this painting can be a lovely one with stars and a night sky, and let's say maybe a lake, and many, many people by the lake just watching the beautiful moon on the lake. And there's maybe some animals there, there's some dogs and some birds, and maybe people are bringing food, maybe there's music, maybe there's all kinds of things happening in this beautiful painting. So what is this painting? This painting, if you look at all of it, it looks so different, right? It looks like there are stars, looks like there's a nice moon, a nice sky. It looks like there's water. It looks like there's different people there and different animals. Some things inanimate, some things animate, different shapes and varieties and colors and even textures that the painting, has. But in reality, everything is just that canvas. It's just the canvas. So it appears different. It appears like this person is here and that person is there and that lake is there. And because of the space, it appears there's some difference. But actually, it's all canvas. The entire painting is on the canvas, and all the paintings, all the pictures there are nothing but the canvas. They're nothing. So they reside in the canvas and they are projected in the canvas and they are nothing but the canvas itself. But we get so lost in the bright names and forms that we forget where they reside and what they really are. So that's Maya. That's what Maya's job is. Maya's dharma, it has its own dharma, is to project these names and forms on Brahman and make us forget Brahman and just focus on the names and forms. And so when we interact in this world, what are we seeing? We're seeing paintings. Everybody's a painting. We're also painting. This is also a painting in the canvas of Brahman. This computer is also a painting. Everybody, every being is a painting. This book is a painting. This bottle is a painting. Everything is a painting in the canvas of Brahman. And that canvas is Sat. That painting is Maya. So, this is Maya. Now the question comes, what does Maya first paint? Maya paints so many things in this canvas of Brahman. What is Maya's first modification? What is Maya's first thing that Maya does? So now in this section, in Panchadashi, Swami Vidyaranya is actually going to go through each of the elements, space, air, fire, water, earth, and prove the falsity of each one. Why is he doing this? Because when we understand that the world is nothing but 5 elements, right? And the 5 elements are false. They are just an appearance in Brahman. And we will understand that this very world is also false and an appearance in Brahman. So this is Swami Vidyaranya's, train of thought. And the first element, of course, he will start with is what we call Akash or space. And this goes from verse 60 to 77. So this will be the topic. For, from 60 to 77, we will talk about space and Brahman. Okay? So let us start. Let us commence that study. Verse 60. Adyo vikara akashaha. Adyo vikara akashaha. Sovakasha swarupavan. Sovakasha swarupavan. Akashostiti sattatvam. Akashostiti sattatvam. Akashepyanugacchati. Akashepyanugacchati. Adyo vikara akashaha. Sovakasha swarupavan. Akashostiti sattatvam. Akashepyanugacchati. Now, what happens here? Adya. Adya means the first. Adya vikaraha, the first modification, the first appearance. The first appearance is Akasha. Akasha, space. How do we know this? This comes in Taittiriya Upanishad. In Taittiriya Upanishad, it says very clearly, Tasmat va etasmat atmanaha akasha sambhutaha. Tasmat, from that Brahman, which is etasmat, this Atman, the first modification or appearance comes through Maya, and that is called Akasha. So this we understand very clearly from Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmananda Vali, the second portion of Taittiriya Upanishad. Now, why is it called Akasha or space? Saha avakasha swarupavan, because that space is avakasha. Avakasha means it has the ability to accommodate. So what is the nature of space? nature of space is that it accommodates everything. In space, space is called space because it provides space. So Akasha is called Akasha because Avakasha, it provides space. Avakasha Swarupavan, and that's its nature. Its nature is to accommodate, to provide space, to take everything in, everybody. Akasha. And so that is one nature of Akasha, Avakasha, right? Second nature of Akash or space, it is Akashaha asti iti. Akash is, right? It definitely is. And where does it derive its existence? Satatvam. It derives its existence from Sat, from Brahman. Akashe api anugachati. So basically that Brahman, that existence follows Akasha, anugachati. It follows Akasha. So therefore space exists. And we will see this later. Space exists, right? Existence is there. And space also has the ability to accommodate. So space has two things. Space has existence, right? Really, existence has space, but again, that we will see later. Space has existence, and space has the ability to accommodate. So two things. But Sat only has one thing. Sat only has existence, right? So now let us see that in verse 61. Ekaswabhavam sat tattvam. Ekaswabhavam sat tattvam. Akasho dvisvabhavakaha. Akasho dvisvabhavakaha. Navakashasati vyomni. Navakashasati vyomni. Satchaishopi dvayam sthitam. Satchaishopi dvayam sthitam. Ekasvabhavam sattattvam. Akasho dvisvabhavakaha. Navakashasati vyomni. Satchaishopi dvayam sthitam. So ekasvabhava, sat tattva. Sat, existence, sat has only one nature. Existence only nature is existence. That's it. But akashaha, space, dvisvabhavakaha, it has two natures. Two natures. What is its nature? One is existence, and one is that it has the ability to accommodate. Na avakashaha sati. Sat. In Sat, there is no ability to accommodate. There is no spaceness in Sat. There is no space in existence, no spaceness in existence. How do we know this? Because existence exists without space. So there's no spaceness in existence, but in space, there is existence. Vyomni, so in space, cha, eshaha. Esha means that it has existence, and sa means it has existence. Esha means it has the ability to accommodate. So two things are there in space. So now we know that there's existence and there is space. Now, what else? How else to look at space different from existence? Verse number 62. Yadva pratidvanirvyomnaha. Yadva pratidvanirvyomnaha. Gunona sausatikshate. Gunona sausatikshate. Vyomni dvau sadvanitena. Vyomni dvau sadvanitena. Sad ekam dvigunam viyata. Sad ekam dvigunam viyata. Yadva pratidvanirvyomnaha. Gurona sausatikshate. Vyomni dvau sadvanitena. Sadekam dvigunam viyata. So here, another way to look at space, okay? Or we can look at space this way, yadva pratidvanihi vyomni, vyomna. Vyomna means space. It has this property of sound. So we saw this earlier. The property of sound is in space. It has the ability to be able to carry sound. Sound ideally has to be brought in through a medium of air, of water, of solid, but sound has space has the ability to carry sound. And so, but this ability to carry sound, na asau sati, it is not in sat, it's not in existence. There is no sound in existence. Existence doesn't have the property of sound, because as we know, existence is that which is beyond words. So in this way, vyomni dvau sadvani, in space, there are two things again. There's existence and there's the property of sound. Tena, and by the analysis, sad ekam dvigunam diyata. And sad, that Brahman, has only one thing. It has only one nature, which is existence. Okay, so, you're telling me all of this, so what does it really matter? What really matters is, this is what happens. This is what Maya does. So let's see verse 63. Ya Shakti kalpayed vyoma, Ya Shakti kalpayed vyoma, Sa sadvyomnorabhinnatam, Sa sadvyomnorabhinnatam, Apadhya dharma dharmitvam, Apadhya dharma dharmitvam, Vyatyayena vakalpayet, Vyatyayena vakalpayet, Ya Shakti kalpayed vyoma, Sa sadvyomnorabhinnatam, Apadhya dharma dharmitvam, Vyatyayena vikalpayet. So what happens? Ya Shakti, this Maya, this now just watch Maya's work step by step. Step by step, this is Maya's work. Kalpayed vyoma. So first, Maya again projects space. This Maya projects space. That's step one. Then sa sadvyomnoho abhinata. Then it hides the distinction between sat, existence, and space. So there are two things here, right? There are two things. One is existence, which is the substratum, and space, which is superimposed on existence, right? I'm saying two, it's really one, yeah, but just so you can understand. There's the substratum and there's the superimposed. There is existence, which is the substratum, and space being superimposed on it. This is clear, right? So the first thing that Maya does is Maya superimposes space. Step one. Step two is that in the substratum, space is being superimposed. We lose that difference. Maya hides that difference. So we think it's one thing. We're not seeing, when we experience space, we're not saying space and Brahman, space and existence. We're not doing that. We're just saying space. When we feel the air element, we're not saying air and existence. We're just saying, oh, it's air. We forget the existence part. We forget that. So we're just completely lost in the world. We forget what's beneath it. It's like this whole canvas. We are lost in the painting of space, but we don't know the canvas. So Maya makes it seem like there's no difference. There's nothing else. It makes it feel like space is existence, not space is superimposed in existence. So that's the second thing that Maya does. The purpose of the world it's a gateway to Brahman. This is the purpose of the world. It's a gateway to Brahman. There's no other purpose for the world. It's just meant to go and transcend it. But very often we lose the fact that the world rests on our awareness, our consciousness, and we get lost in the world. This is the second thing that Maya does. Now, what is the third thing? Apadya. Okay, so having done all of that, having created, dharma dharmitvam vyatyayena avikalpayet. It now makes us think that existence is the property of space. And not that space is appearing in existence. So there are two Sanskrit words being used here. One is called dharmi. Dharmi means the possessor of something. Possessor of something. Dharma means the possessed quality. So dharmi means possessor of something, or you can say substance. Dharma means that which is possessed or the quality. Now you see here, what is the dharmi, or what is the actual substance? Is existence, right? In existence, dharma, space appears. In existence, space appears. This is very clearly known. How? Because we're studying Vedanta. But what is the common nomenclature used? Space exists. Space exists. So we commonly, so there's this mix-up between dharmi and dharma. We say space exists, so we are taking existence to be a property of space. Space exists. This bottle exists. This book exists. This computer exists. And so we are taking space, we're taking existence to be a property. It's a property of space. And it's secondary. Space is the subject, exists is the predicate, and space is primary, existence is secondary. And this is how we speak. This is how we transact. This is also how we understand. So we then come to feel that space has existence. So space actually came first, and then existence came next, and space has existence. But the real thing in Advaita Vedanta is that in existence, space appears. Existence is the dharmi, and space is nothing but an appearance in that. So it is the so-called quality, so-called appearance. That space is the dharma, existence is the dharmi. So it's not that space exists, it's that in existence, space appears. In existence, air appears, water appears. In that canvas, all the painted colors are there. Not that the painted color is the canvas, not that the canvas is existing in the painted color. So this is what's happening. We get caught up and we say space exists, and we take existence to be a property, existence to be a quality of a substance, when it is the very substance itself. So what does Maya do? Maya has three-step illusion so far. Three-step illusion. First step is that it projects, it manifests space. First illusion, the illusion of space, right? Why is space an illusion? Because it is something that is not always there. It's not absolutely real. There is no space in deep sleep. We know there's no space in deep sleep. There's no time in deep sleep. Space is nothing but an illusion, an appearance, right? And so the first illusion of Maya is the illusion of space. And sometimes people get caught up in so caught up in space that they forget that there lies something underneath it. And so many times science comes up to this level but doesn't go. to what is beyond space. The second illusion of Maya is that space lies in existence. It's superimposed in existence. But it makes us forget that there is existence underlying space. So all we're seeing is, experiencing is space, air, fire, water, earth. But we're forgetting that it's all superimposed in existence. I'm experiencing space in existence. I'm experiencing air in existence. I'm experiencing water in existence. That it makes us forget. Second illusion of Maya. Third illusion of Maya, not only does it make us forget, it makes us think that existence is not a substratum, it's not the substance, it's a property. So instead of me thinking that in existence there appears space, I'm thinking that space exists. So I'm thinking here that space has come first and existence is a mere property. When in actual fact, existence comes first. And because existence comes first, it cannot be a property. That is the very substance itself. This is what is called illusion of Maya. Maya is illusion, but these are the various ways in which Maya unfolds to its entirety. Now, what exactly, now we will just maybe touch upon this verse 64 and then 65 we will take next time. So let's touch upon 64. Sato vyomatvamapannam, sato vyomatvamapannam, vyomna sattam tu laukikaha, vyomna sattam tu laukikaha, tarkikashchavagachanti, mayaya uchitam hitat, mayaya uchitam hitat, sato vyomatvamapannam, vyomna sattam tu laukikaha, tarkikashchavagachanti, mayaya uchitam hitat. So here very clearly it says sat, sat. Sataha vyomatvam apannam. It is very clear, sataha, that it is sat which apannam appears as vyoma. Vyoma means akasha or space. It's very clear that sat appears as space. But vyomna satam tu laukikaha. But Laukikaha means those who are the worldly people. And I'll describe this in a moment. And Tarkika, the logicians, what do they feel? They feel that satam, that existence is a property of space. This is how they feel. They reverse it. Avagachanti, this is what they comprehend. And mayaya uchitam hitata. What else can you expect? This is uchitam. This is very befitting of Maya because this is what Maya does. So Laukika is who? Laukika is those people of the world who have not thought beyond the world. They're just relying on their experience, just on whatever they're seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, whatever they're thinking about, they're relying on that. This is called Laukika. Tarkika is not only relying, Tarkika means logician, not only relying with what they're experiencing, but they're doing some analysis in their mind. They're doing some logic in their mind, some formula in their mind. But even these analyses are based on what we experience. So because they don't, if we never had the Upanishads or a deeper source of analysis like our scriptures, we would never know that everything is based in existence. So those who just rely on their senses and just rely on their logic, they would not understand that space is appearing on existence. They would think that existence is a property of space. This is what happens. We cannot rely on our minds and our intellects because consciousness lies beyond that. So how much ever we use our mind and our intellect, we will never get to consciousness. Never. In any field whatsoever, we will not get to consciousness. We will only get to that which the mind and intellect can comprehend. And that will not be Brahman. It cannot be Brahman. Okay. So now, more about what is this illusion we will take up next time. We'll continue on the line of thought of space and existence. Okay, so I'll stop here, and then if anyone has any questions, we can address.